All right, peace. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Give a double honor to 7130s that taught me this truth. And give a double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator is working in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. All right, brothers and sisters, I want to go into, you know, a little discussion and stuff like that. We're going to be talking about current events. We're going to be talking about, you know, how the system within itself, which is the Babylonian mystery system, is basically, um, on its way out, per se, right? And that a lot of people that that's involved in the system, they don't even really understand that the world that we live in today is being judged, brothers and sisters. See, when we look at a lot of this stuff that's going on amongst the human family, we see all these wars. We see, basically, we see a lot of wars. We see chaos imploding um, around the world, and quote unquote, it's starting to happen in quote unquote America. Because what's going on, man, is that the creator is in a process of ushering the nations into what we would call the Third World War. And most people, they don't even understand that. You know what I'm saying? They don't even understand the events that's taking place on the world stage, and even, you know, um, you see a lot of people, they claim Christianity and stuff like that. They claim to be about the creator. And I'm not saying that you don't have people that believe in the supreme being concept and things of this nature. But what's happening is, brothers and sisters, we see the human family being judged for our disobedience to the Most High. See, it's because, we don't take care of the planet. We're not taking care of the air, the water. We're not even taking care of our mentalities, brothers and sisters. See, we have a doggy dog mentality. See, our mentality is to take from others and give to ourselves. See, a lot of times we talk about God, but we not godly. See, and we're not saying that you gotta be perfect and quote unquote you can't do nothing, because we're at what you would call the beginning stages of becoming the sons of God. See, the sons and daughters of God again. See, so what's happening is, brothers and sisters, there is an ongoing war that's going on amongst the people, and what you see white supremacy, which is the Euro Gentile world power system, on its way out. See, we see these things. You know, America is trying to put up this facade that they're winning the war, right? And to a certain extent, against Iran, to a certain extent, they're winning right now. But see, it's already written that they're going to get knocked off of their mantle. See, every kingdom that has come on the scene through violence and bloodshed is going to go out through violence and bloodshed. See, that is what you would call the laws of engagement today. This is what we looking at, right? So, America uh, shot missiles over there in Iran. Excuse me. I think America and the Jews over there in Israel, they drew first blood dealing with the slaughter of the Iranian people, right? And see, what's happening is the Iranians are in the process. What they doing is they're going after the money interests of the U.S. in that country. They're bombing. They bombing embassies. They're bombing oil oil situations that they have over there. They're even setting up a scenario that they're going to close up. I think the thing called Hormuz, and that Hormuz is basically a major factor in controlling the oil supply over there in the country. You know, because the reason why America is coming to the country is because they want to stop Iran from developing a nuclear bomb. And I remember back in 2015, I was reading some things in the newspaper, and it was talking about how the Israeli Mossad was viciously going after the Iranian scientists, you know, and they never was really criticized on the national scale, a national stage for doing those things. They were never criticized. You may have some people they will criticize in the political realm, but from a collective, see, a nation of people did not criticize them for what they were doing to the Iranian scientists. They was assassinating them. See, so we speeding it up to today. See, America wants to bully and beat down the countries that are basically unable to defend themselves. See, they want to be able to bully and beat down these nations that are unable to defend themselves. This is the same strategy that was used against Iraq, um, Libya, and many other countries that rose up as a threat to the United States national security and their global sovereignty over the world. See, so anytime that you will have somebody that was basically a threat towards those things, what they will do is they will come after those people. But see, what we're looking at today, brothers and sisters, we're looking at something that is being ordained by the Creator. See, it's because Iran is really the biblical, the real biblical name for Iran is really Persia. See, and I looked it up in the history uh, that Iran officially started calling themselves. Uh, They officially stopped calling themselves Persians in 1935, but we understand that the original name of Iran is Persia, right? So let's look at some scriptures. Let's go over to and look. I'm not saying this because um, I'm taking up for Islam or something like that. Because what's happening is Islam, Judaism, Christianity are all um, these are all nations that had a hand in the slave trade, y'all. See, believe it or not, you got a lot of our people in their ignorance. A lot of people don't know no better, right? We adopt these different philosophies and teachings, but we don't go to the root of these teachings. See, Christianity is a religion that was forced upon our people. See, Let's be real and let's get a clear understanding of what's going on. Christianity is a religion that forced our people, that forced themselves on us. See, the Christian religion told our people back around the 16 or the 1500s, give or take, right? That the black man is a savage that live in the jungle of a subhuman level. He ain't made no contributions to human history. That the black man and the black woman is a race of nobodies. This is what Christianity has done to our people. They took our names. See, when we was called by and before Christianity, you had Islam. See, Islam, Judaism were the financiers of the slave boats, y'all. So when we looking at this, we got to understand that Malcolm X made a point back then when he was pushing the Nation of Islam's philosophy. He said that we got to get on God's side so that God can fight our battles. And that's a true statement. We got to get on God's side. And who is the God of the nation of Israel? That is Yehovah, Yahweh, you know, that is the mighty I am that I am. See, that's the creator. That is the firstborn of all creation. Why these people are at odds with each other? They're at odds with each other is because their mentality has been programmed by the Most High to do what? To destroy each other. It's because each one of these religions are nothing but the debris of what? The Catholic Church. Because the Catholic Church sits at the head of all these religions. See, these religions cannot be able to flourish and go to the stratosphere of beyond without the help and the tutelage of the they say the Babylonians, but it is the Catholic Church. So the Catholic Church sits at the foot of a lot of these religions. See, do you understand that these are the same people that came into the so-called black man's history and it started to manipulate it? See, this is what we're talking about. So it's going to have to take a special person to be able to look into the history and bring a lot of these things out, the events that's taking place on the world stage. So the first scripture that we want to go to the 38th chapter of the book, 38th chapter of the book of Ezekiel. See, because the Creator is a spirit, and the Creator works through the minds of individuals. See, the people, they think that we're not in World War III. I was talking to my nephew. He called me antagonizing me. Man, why you scaring these people and telling them that we're in World War III? Because we are. See, we are. How do you know that we're not in World War III? How do you know this? See, because each one of the wars that took place, it wasn't televised. They didn't go on the news and say, look, on December the 12th, World War III is going to start. This is not how war starts, brothers and sisters, right? And you got to look at the climate. See, you got to look at the climate of the world. See, back in this country, let me tell you something. Back when America was proud to be a racist, see, but she sat globally on the foot of everybody that came against her. Man, you couldn't talk about these people in a disrespectful manner back in the day. See, you would be hung. See, even in the 80s, you really didn't see the public talking about the president of the United States than what you see today. You know why? It's because the mentality of the people is different. This is why I say that America itself is going to go into what you would call a civil war with one another. The Democrats and the Republicans, what are they going to do? They're going to put down the ballots, and they're going to start picking up what? Machine guns. That's what they're going to do, and they're already doing this. See, we see something with Madani, right? Madani, which is the mayor of New York. Did you see them children try to come to his? The children tried to come to his household and throw pipe bombs at his household. See, this is the climate that we at today. Democrats and Republicans, they always beef over politics, but now these things are getting personal. See, President Donald Trump, when he went on his campaign, right, to become the second term president, people almost assassinated him. See, this is the mentality of the people. And this is why we saying that we at World War III. It's because the nations around the world, see, back in the day, World War III was kind of amongst quote unquote Caucasians, right? But now this war is going to be a global war. It's because it's not just going to be it's not just going to be with Europeans. It's with the human family. See, because Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Roman Catholicism, Hinduism, all these pantheons that we are worshiping are the debris of the Catholic Church. See, the Babylonian mystery system. So when we looking at this, man, we have to be able to start looking at this mentality through the Creator's eyes instead of looking at the mentality through our own eyes. See, when we looking through the mentality of our own eyes can't see what's going on. See, that's why the Creator got to open up what? Your third eye, which is your spirit. So you can be able to navigate to see what's going on. So let's look at this. We have the 38th chapter of the book of Ezekiel. And I'm going to start reading at the first verse. And it says, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man. See, and who is the modern day son of man today? See, the modern day son of man that the world is supposed to be looking to is the nation of Israel, y'all. It's because we have been given the we have been given the interpretation of the history to be able to speak to the people. See? But in this aspect, the first son of man was who? Was Ezekiel. See? And the second son of man is who? See? That's the question. See? Who is the second son of man? So it says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith Yael, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And who is Gog in the land of Magog? See, that's Russia. See, that's Russia. And it says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. See, so what are they doing? They getting prepared for battle. They getting prepared for battle. And it says, where we left off at. And it says, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with all them with shields and helmets. And what the Ethiopia and Ethiopia and Libya is, Ethiopia is symbolic of the black nations that are siding themselves with Russia today. And one of them that we know that's kind of popular right now is who? Burkina Faso. See, under Arturo, what's his name? Arturo, I can't think of his name right now. African brother, but he has sided with Russia to be able to be a battle axe in the country to come against the European influence that's in the country. See? So what's happening? The creator is using these nations to come against what? Global white supremacy. Because see, America is done for it, y'all. See, she has done what? She has manipulated and confused the nations, man. So it says Gomer and all his bands are the basis of Togama of the North Quarter and all his CDs, the nations that's coming against what? Modern day Babylon, which is who? America. See? This is what's taking place. So that's why it behooves us, brothers and sisters, that we got to return back to who? The God of Israel, y'all. See? We got to return back to that. But a lot of us is not going to do this. A lot of us is going to have a spiritual awakening that they are these people, and what's going to happen? They still going to stay here. See, it's time for us to gather ourselves together, O nation, not desire, so that we can start the process of what? Uh, um, Creating what you would call the second Exodus, man. Because if you get caught over here, and the time that America and Russia start to go against each other, head up, face to face, without no proxies, then the world is going to be what? It's going to be doomed because these people are playing with nuclear bombs. I don't think people really understand the severity of that. See, they don't understand the severity of that. And this ain't going to be Fallout. The TV series called Fallout, based on a video game, which I love the TV show. But this ain't going to be that. You ain't gonna be walking around here living, looking like a mutant, see, with quote unquote your nose shot off and ain't nothing but showing but a hole in your nose. See, ain't nothing finna happen. Everybody is mutants now. No, brothers and sisters, these nuclear bombs hit the shores of America, man, it's gonna be destroy this place. Right? So let's look at something. I'm a little tired, but I'm gonna still rock through. Let's look at this, right? Let's look at something. This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, the 20th chapter and the ninth verse. Now check this out. It says, there is a sinner that have good success in evil things. See, and that's America. See, these are evil nations that have success in doing uh, evil things, man. And what are some of the evil things that they have done throughout history? The transatlantic slave trade. See, going around to other countries and bullying and extorting other countries. What's that? Tariffs and sanctions is another way of extortion. You don't do what I say, I'm gonna put in the media that don't nobody deal with you. See, and this is what they have been doing for centuries and decades. See, so it says, one second. It says there is a sinner. What is a sinner? A person that transgress against the law. Because in the 613 laws of Moses, see, you can't steal from another man. You can't do that. See, you can't take people into captivity and get them hard slavery. So it says there is a sinner that hateth. It says there is a sinner that have good success in evil things. How do you think that they was able to create this telephone situation? Because I think you can create the telephone through cobalt and stuff like that. Certain elements that's in the ground. So they took all these elements out of the ground, and now they dealing with the iPhone, all these different phones, right? But what did they have to do to get it? See, they beat down the inhabitants to control their natural resources so they can do what? So they can take over. See? So this is one of the things that he says that they do. They have success by doing what? Evil things, man. You know how many people died being able to go underground and get those diamonds out of the ground, get that gold, get all the natural resources. And this is why a lot of them is over there in Iran. They suffering. I'm talking about the soldiers. They killing soldiers, U.S. soldiers over there. It's because the U.S. soldiers delight in doing evil things, man. That's what they delight in. you know, this is what my man was telling me that look, Iran is a bank. And we got to go over there basically and rob the bank. See, you don't have to steal from people. See, to be able to get what you want, you ain't got to steal. Why you just can't trade for what you want? Because they want the stuff that they trade. They don't. They want. They don't want to. They want to control the whole world. See, and that's why the scripture says what? It says, there's a sinner that have good success in evil thing, and there is a it says, and there is a gain that turneth to loss. It says, there is a gift that shall not profit thee, and there is a gift whose recompense is double. See? So you're gonna pay for that, man. You can't go out here stealing land. The reason why these people is going to war with the Iranians because why they want that land over there. Because they done went in the Bible and they done mapped out all the land masses that belongs to the nation of Israel. But see, here's the thing. They not even Israelites, man. These are Gentiles. So brothers and sisters, man, I just wanted to come on here real quick. I wanted to do a quick video and talk about some things. I may come back on at a later date. Shalom.